I wasn't supposed to feel anything for him. That's the first thing you need to understand. He wasn't someone I had ever imagined in that way, not even once. He was older, composed, the kind of man who carried quiet authority without trying, my father's friend, someone who had watched me grow up. And yet, that night, something shifted. We were in the garden, just the two of us. The sky was heavy with stars, the kind that feel close enough to touch if you just lean back far enough. The air carried a soft warmth mixed with the faint scent of jasmine and the distant promise of rain. He handed me a cup of tea. That's all it was, a simple gesture. But when his fingers brushed mine, just briefly, it felt like a spark ran straight through me. Subtle, electric, uninvited. I felt it in my chest first, then everywhere. I shouldn't have noticed, but I did. And when I looked up at him, I knew. He felt it too. Not in words, in the way his eyes lingered just a second too long, in the silence that followed, thick, charged, impossible to ignore. That was the moment our story began, a story neither of us had planned, and neither of us could walk away from. My name is Zara. I was 28 when I moved back into my father's house after a long, exhausting breakup that left me emotionally drained and quietly undone. I didn't come back for comfort. I came back because I needed to breathe again. My father welcomed me without questions. His presence was familiar, grounding, a reminder of a time when life felt simpler, softer. He often had friends over, old Navy companions, and men who filled the house with loud laughter and long stories. But Ryan was different. My father called him Ree, but there was nothing casual about him. He didn't need to dominate a room to own it. He spoke softly, observed more than he revealed, and carried a kind of restrained intensity that made you feel seen without being touched. He had known me since I was younger. Back then, I was just little Zara, the curious girl with too many questions and restless energy. But now the way he looked at me had changed, and I felt it. He stayed at our house for a week. At first, everything felt normal, comfortable, safe. But then came the quiet moments, late-night conversations on the veranda, shared silences that didn't feel empty, glances that lingered just long enough to mean something. We never crossed a line, but we came dangerously close to it. Again and again. One night, my father went to bed early. It was just the two of us. An old jazz record played softly in the background, the sound wrapping around us like something intimate. The air was warm, heavy with anticipation, like the world itself was holding its breath. I sat curled on the swing. He sat across from me, watching. Not casually, intently. "I forget how peaceful this place feels," he said. I smiled faintly. It didn't feel that way when I was younger. No? I always wanted to escape. And now? I hesitated. "Now I think peace isn't a place," I said softly. "It's a person, or a moment." The second the words left my lips, I felt it. Oh, the shift. His eyes locked onto mine, deeper this time. "Yes," he said quietly. "Some moments are meant to stay with you." The way he looked at me then, it wasn't fatherly, it wasn't distant. It was something else entirely. Something slower, warmer, more dangerous. After that, everything changed, not outwardly, but between us, completely. He found reasons to sit closer, to talk longer, to stay just a little too late, and I let him. One morning I found him in the kitchen trying to make tea. He looked slightly out of place, almost vulnerable. "I was trying to surprise your dad," he said. I smiled. "You're up too early for that." I stepped beside him, guiding his hands, showing him where things were. Our arms brushed. Neither of us moved away, as the silence that followed wasn't awkward. It was heavy, intentional. "I'm glad you came back," he said softly. My breath caught. I'm glad I did too. But what I meant was, I'm glad I came back to this. To you. Later that day, he sat beside me in the garden, closer than necessary. "Can I tell you something?" he asked. I nodded, already feeling my pulse rise. "You've become extraordinary," he said. "There's something about you now, the way you carry yourself. It's hard not to notice." My chest tightened, not because of what he said, but because of how he said it, like it cost him something to admit it. "I'm afraid," he added quietly. "Of what?" "Of this. Of us." I looked at him, really looked. "I'm not a child anymore," I said softly. And I know what I feel." That was the truth. Raw, unfiltered, and maybe a little reckless. He exhaled slowly, like he had been holding that tension for days. "I didn't expect this," he admitted. "But now that it's here, I can't ignore it." Neither could I. That evening, we sat closer than ever before, our shoulders nearly touching, our hands resting inches apart. The air between us felt charged, like something was about to happen, but didn't. And somehow, that made it even more intense. The next morning he was leaving. I stood in the doorway watching him pack. "You don't have to go like this," I said. He paused, then stepped closer, close enough that I could feel his breath. "I need time," he said softly, "to understand this, to do it right." Then his hand lifted, and gently, carefully, he touched my cheek, the first real touch, and it felt like everything. "If this is real," he whispered, "I'll come back." He left that day, and the house felt emptier than it had any right to. Days passed, then weeks. Until one morning, I found a note tucked inside my book, his handwriting, careful, intentional. "I haven't stopped thinking about you, not as the girl I once knew, but as the woman I can't walk away from." My hands trembled slightly as I read the last line. "I'm coming back, if you still want this." I closed my eyes, pressed the note against my chest, and for the first time in a long time, I didn't hesitate. Yes, I still want this.